Town girl. Town girl. Town girl.
Welcome to Tom Girl, where we talk all things sports, entertainment, fashion, and adventure. On today's episode, we're talking to a mother-daughter dynamic filmmaking duo who are premiering their new comedy pilot, Noble Homes, at this year's Austin Film Festival. Welcome to the show, Renee Story and Chloe Ray.
Thank you so much for having us. We're thrilled to be on. We love your show.
Yes, thanks for having us.
Oh, I'm so excited to talk to you. I mean, you guys are like the ultimate Tom Girls. You got the fashion going on right there. You know, you're making films. I just thank you for taking the time to do this.
Oh, we're so happy to be here. Really, thanks for having us.
So you're in Austin right now. So tell me about Austin and tell me about the film festival.
It's been a blast so far. Today is day two only. So yesterday was opening ceremonies. We got to watch some really awesome movies. It's really just a packed group of creatives all sharing ideas and chatting film stories. It's really a dream come true to just see so many film nerds in one place. Like I'm obsessed with it so far, and I can't wait to keep talking to more people.
Yes, it's fun. We've been hitting some of the sessions and the films, like Chloe said, and it's great to be in this creative atmosphere, and everyone's awesome.
Tell me about your project, Noble Homes. I love this. Tell me about how this came to fruition.
Yeah. Well, so I was taking care of my mom when she was sick, and we watched a lot of comedies. My mom was very into the watching me work as a literary and talent manager, and also just very excited to watch her daughter or her granddaughter really just explode into the industry and learn everything she could about it. So it's been great journey to watch my mom get excited about it. And so I knew when she was sick and when she passed away, I knew I wanted to do something with the money that honored her and my family and the women that helped us get where we are. So here we are today. And Chloe was kind enough to grab a team, come on board. She had just graduated from film school, so I'm super excited that her first project out of film school as a director got to Austin Film Fest.
Wow, yeah. How does that feel for you, Chloe?
It's quite surreal. It's very validating because you're putting so much work in. I've made probably 20 movies over the course of 5 years, short films, pilots, proof of concepts. And you just never know. It's like, maybe am I bad? Is something not, And then one day it kind of just all clicks into place and you're like, oh, I'm not behind. Maybe I'm exactly where I needed to be. So for me, it was just extremely validating. And this project in general was one of heart more than anything else. It wasn't just like some random person coming to me to bring on to make a movie, but it was my mom making a story for my grandmother. And so the pressure was on, but also just the sentiment. And it was just a very personal piece for me from the beginning. So it was beautiful that we get to be here and continue that experience.
Yeah, I really love how it's like interweaving three generations of strong women together.
Totally. It's so beautiful. My grandma was obsessed with like all things HGTV when we were younger too. So it's just every time we're writing an episode or we're going through the series Bible, she's just ingrained in every little piece of it, in my opinion, especially coming from such a small town, which we're really trying to highlight like all the community members of Noble Homes. And I think she was such a character, and it really was a character. Really she's just so present, and I can't believe we're so lucky to do something that keeps someone we loved so present in our lives.
So tell everybody about the show, what they can expect when they're going to see it.
Good. A lot of laughs and a lot of fun and a lot of silliness. It's a workplace comedy, the likes of The Office, Parks and Recreation, the workplace comedies we know and love, but with a little bit of a twist. We're leaning on these HGTV tropes, and we're kind of trying to play into more of the housing sector of reality TV spoofing. And so we're hoping to explore a lot more of that throughout the first season, and hoping that people can gravitate towards that because we all buy homes, need homes, sell homes. We're around it all the time, and it's a really fun way to explore it, I think.
And one thing I would just add real quickly is that we are really trying to highlight that everyone deserves a home, that there is a big housing crisis right now, and I think we really need to laugh about it, but also do something about it.
And I think that's what makes the show so unique is you have this group of realtors, and in a typical mockumentary, your ensemble cast is, yes, the protagonists, but of the arc of the first season, at least, our Noble Homes realtors are also a bit of an antagonist to the town. And so we have to face this confliction as an audience of how do we feel about what they're doing. And we kind of get to grow and learn with them and hopefully see that everyone, even the silliest person to your worst enemy in this town, deserves a roof over their head.
Mhm. Yeah, I love, Renee, when I read about this, that you had unique experience as a child, something that influenced you on this as well, that you had, all you and your siblings all had homes by the age of 30 because your
Yes.
parents, yeah, tell me about that process.
Exactly. We came from a very blue collar family. We really didn't have much, but we were always, my parents always had owned a home. And as my sisters and I, I was the first one to go to college. So after that, everyone was expected to go to college and we all were able to buy homes. By the time before we were 30, I think all three of my sisters and myself had owned a home. So the fact that our kids today and all my actors that I put in here, most of them do not have a home and don't foresee themselves getting a home at this point. The housing market the rent is so high, saving for that, and the housing, and especially in LA where most of them live, it's just unobtainable for anybody.
I think I'm so fascinated by that because I am for one like that as well and haven't been able to buy a home and have tried and tried, and I just got my real estate license because I had said I would. It's funny, that's when this came to me as real estate. I was like, oh, that's pretty funny, the universe putting things together. But I love that in your bio because that's something I have a niece, and what I would want to tell her is to take classes about that and learn about investing right on. Because if I would have invested in something right away when I moved out here, your situation would be much better. And I don't think as a youth that you get taught that as much as you should.
Right.
No, not at all.
Well, and from our generation, we didn't think to teach them because we just was a natural progression. We could all do it. And it's a shame that it's not like that for everybody else. The American dream is kind of a little bit tougher to obtain. And it's great to highlight that while we laugh.
Yeah, yeah. Well, another thing too, I love that where your inspiration and your focus for this was because so part of this project got lost during the fires,
A little bit of this project, but a lot of other ones.
other
We're
project.
very lucky. Were this project lost in the fire in its entirety, we would not be at Austin today. And I feel like it's a misrepresentation to the dozens of creatives in the community that you could finish and get it around to Austin that quickly. We were lucky enough on this specific project to work backwards from an uploaded Vimeo link, which is such a bummer as a filmmaker because you shoot raw, you're doing all this processing, but we already had most of it colored, and we had a reference link. The project was finished, and so we were able to download that and kind of work backwards and adjust things for how we wanted them to be for our festival cut.
Oh, good.
But for a lot of other projects, including a feature that our little company has been working on for 3 years that was nearly complete, we were not so lucky. We are good archivers. We have all of it backed up, but the Eaton Fire did take a lot of project files from us and just years of work, so it can feel very set back. But luckily, there's little surprises along the way like this that make you feel like you're, yeah,
worthwhile.
not too set back, exactly where you
Yeah.
need to be.
And you'll,
Well,
sure.
I admire your attitude and how you've, just keep moving forward with that positivity and getting that creative art out there.
Thank you. We're very, very lucky as creatives in our community, and it's beautiful to see how all of the creatives are kind of recovering and helping one another recover. And it's an experience that I think will fuel the art and ultimately, in the end of things, make better movies.
Yeah, great.
I actually think that this cut is so much better than the original cut as well. So, when she did recut everything and put it together, I think it turned out for the best.
Yeah.
It really highlighted the ensemble.
Go dive more into the process. Like what was shooting like for you? How was casting? I think you handled so many parts of it. So tell me all about the process together.
Totally. So this project actually began with like a where or a who and a where from my mom, which is she knew like we could only afford to shoot. We were on a shoestring micro budget. SAG contract. So we could only afford to shoot in our small town where we had access to a house, access to some locations for free. And then additionally, she knew she wanted to build up her community, her clients, her literary client, Bridget, myself involved. And so from there, the Noble Homes was actually not even the first idea placed on the table. And I was able to help to guide development a little bit, help bring us to Bridget Bell McMahon, our amazing, amazing pilot episode writer. And from there, things kind of skyrocketed when we brought gentrification in, and we kind of found this really core center of who deserves a home, or everyone deserves a home, is what we kind of wanted to say with it throughout the course of the season. Um, and from there, we didn't have money, we didn't have resources. So I had six friends that I knew could handle way more than a typical filmmaker could handle. I brought on someone, my friend Maddie Wellnitz, who did the entire art department, costumes and production design. And our camera department was entirely Graham Grossi, our cinematographer, and Michael Pacenti, our first AC, and that's it. So we've never worked with as few people, but they were so remarkably skilled, and everyone had such a heart for it that it was a very unique, almost community adjacent experience, which felt fitting.
And some of the actors, when they'd have a day off, would go in and gaff and help out as well. We had a couple of actors that switched over to crew when they didn't have to shoot that day.
So nice.
We became a really tight family on set, and it was quite beautiful, I think. It was fun.
What were some of the challenges that you faced that maybe you didn't expect, or things that you learned along the way?
Totally. A lot in the edit. I typically turn around an edit or a sound design mix like quite quickly, but a workplace comedy with as many cuts as it has, I just didn't even, there were signs, but I didn't foresee it coming in the way it was. It took us 9 months to edit to a place that we felt comfortable just with the amount of cuts per minute, which is like at least 4 or 5 times what I would have thought it would have been based on my previous projects. We when we purchased, or when we picked up our camera from Keslo Camera, they were like throwing me extra camera cards, and I was like, why? Like, I think we'll be fine with like 3 or 4 or whatever. They're like, you're gonna need them. And I really just truly didn't understand how much footage you're capturing, how much alternates you're capturing, and how difficult that is to sort through, edit, maintain continuity, and then also test the jokes, see if they're playing, switch them out for ones that are playing. Like, so much going on in the edit, but it really taught me like how to find the backbone of a scene super quickly and like build the right pieces, and learn where to sacrifice funny for importance, I think, a little bit.
Yeah, so we did leave it open for a little bit of improv too. So it made the takes, several takes were just different. So having that continuity and like keeping those actors really on the main message of the scene was kind of fun and funny. You never knew what was going to come out of somebody's mouth. And there were times where before they cut, you were just holding in the laughter because the things that people would do were just crazy, and fun.
It was true. We were just trying to surprise each other every day as actors, and try to almost get the other person to break a little bit and kind of find the funny in every moment we could. And yeah, dealing with it later was definitely the challenge, but the best, most rewarding challenge, I'd say.
How many episodes did you end up shooting? And kind of what's the arc, or what are some, I mean, without spilling all the beans, what are some good things that people will find?
Totally. We've only shot the pilot so far, and right now we are aiming to shoot the whole first season, but we're looking for investors. We're looking to collaborate with a studio or a streamer. So that's kind of what we're doing here at Austin, which is super exciting. But we have the whole first season mapped out. We have got a treatment, and you can request that on our website, twoothertrees.com at Noble Homes. But lots of fun adventures, with lots of new guest stars, which is a lot of different types of people need to buy homes, and it'll be really fun to see who we can bring in with the Noble Homes crew, and maybe some familiar faces.
Yeah, one fun fact, just to be very authentic to the real estate industry, we have Kid and Levy, which they talk about as the competing realtor. That is actually a company, and actually a person, Pat Levy, was the person who played the competing realtor. He wanted to play himself. He wanted the real name in there, and he let us use a whole half of his office for our shoot. So it's been really fun to work with Pat and hear his stories about the industry and really add some, really true authenticity to it all.
I'm sure he has some great stories, as there's lots of characters in real estate.
Totally. The main core of the first season, really, just like on an overview level, is about vacation towns that get flooded in the summer, and then by winter, when everyone leaves, all the tourists leave, the economy is kind of left as a ghost town a little bit. And where do they pick up from there? Especially Ellis, who's just moved to town and is just beginning at Noble Homes, and how does she take in this market that she didn't kind of anticipate coming, and kind of save the community after hurting the community over the summer. So we really hope to take the year kind of seasonal format of almost like a Gilmore Girls, the community-driven shows over a year, and explore every facet of a year in a vacation town full of realtors and tourists.
Where was the town? Where's the location you shot at again?
We shot in Petoskey, Michigan. We owned a house there, so it was really great. Our whole neighborhood became a studio lot. So like the, White House across the street was a scene. The Yellow House next door was a scene. So we really just used
We
that.
worked with our neighbors, like literally our neighbors were putting up locations and letting us film in their backyards. And it was it was a very
And there's
convenient.
a big art community there. And so we had actors that came in. Judge Betancourt came from the community. So did our elegant.
We got actually one crew member was from the community, and that was Izzy Rempe, who did sound. And that was so exciting because she had done a lot of music and sound, and she was nervous, and we got to like meet her and train her, and she became like a family member of our little crew, which is so fun.
Izzy did a great job.
I'm sure the community was so happy to have you there. Talk a little bit more about that for people out there listening who obviously right now, Hollywood is going through a little change and being able, shooting here, and the costs of everything on different locations here in New York and places are so high that productions are looking, because it's hard for somebody new to break in and be able to afford to shoot places. So talk about making the decision to shoot there in Michigan, and then how you went about, the permit process, or how you went to get securing those locations.
Totally. So, I mean, things are more expensive in ways because there's travel costs and other things associated. And at the moment, I am a really big advocate of staying in LA just because I'm an LA local and I want to keep the industry here. That being said, it was just a matter of a lot of community members and friends that were able to help us out in the ways that we wouldn't get in Los Angeles. It's very typical to shoot in Los Angeles, and for that reason, you have prop houses and rental houses and things that are easier to access. So it was really challenging to get everything we needed up there.
Yeah, the equipment came off the set of
we got
in Chicago. So we went 5 hours.
Yeah, so we've
go
tried
over.
Michigan a couple of times, and we rented from the incredible Kessel camera in Chicago, sponsored this production, and was able to give us a whole camera package with a ton of cards and everything we needed for we didn't have anything. So they were doing us a huge favor, and we asked them why. Because a lot of people ask them for this favor, like, what did we do right this time? And essentially it wasn't us. The amazing show, The Bear, was planning to shoot, and I think they must have had was it COVID at the time?
I don't know, something
where they had to push it a week, and we got their camera. So thanks, The Bear. But it was a bunch of little community flukes. We have a lot of great relationships there, and we were able to play on those. But it's definitely, I've realized in more recent years, because this was about a year and a half ago now, that you can do it cheaper in LA too. And our company's mission is to just take away those roadblocks you speak of and try to get people's stories told who wouldn't be able to otherwise get their story told. So
reasonable budget.
It's always different, and it's always like what that story needs, but making it happen at any budget. And we have the gear now to do it at any budget, which is really exciting.
Love it. Now talk about this end process now, where you're getting out there trying to pitch it and get people to invest. What are the things you're going through for that?
Well, we started internally. We've kept it private for a while, and we've been in talks with a lot of different studios and streamers, and we've been receiving so much fun feedback. And it's really helped guide and shape the final cut that we have at Austin. So this is our first public premiere, and we're really, really excited to have an audience take it in, especially a nerdy film centric audience. It's the perfect place. We've been handing out all sorts of bananas and business cards, and just trying to show everyone a little piece of Noble Homes and make them fall in love with the characters.
Our pitch packet is like a real estate magazine. It's so cute. And so it's been fun. And we have tote bags with our QR code, and everyone's coming around scanning us. So it's been really fun to get a little buzz about us. And when I walked up to the registration desk, they're like, Noble Homes, that was a really funny one. Over there, it's everyone's talking about it. So that was kind of fun to hear.
It's getting great buzz, which is really exciting. And I think our goal ultimately, we're not stopping until we're getting season 1 made, whether that's making it new media, making it independently, doing a big crowdfunding campaign, whatever it is, we'll figure it out and we'll get there. But I think just based off the feedback we've been getting and the buzz we've been getting, we're really trying to push for something as big as possible, and we'll be
Yeah.
patient and just make Noble Homes the way it needs to be made.
Yes, I think we're pretty collaborative since with anybody who would be interested, and we'd love to hear their ideas too. We have a great plan in place, but we're also, not the most
We also have like 1,000 other ideas if you have.
we have like ideas. There's so many stories to be told in real estate, and there's so many ways to go about it. So we just have such fun ideas that we would love to share with people, and also open to hearing some other people's ideas.
I just love your two's energy. You're just so feisty. I love how you're going after it and just, focused and driven. Where does that come from? And how is it working together like mother and daughter? Are there times you clash? Are there times, is it just great?
I mean,
From me, it comes from you.
well, and for me, it comes from my mother, who is very tenacious and never, if you're doing something, you do it right and you don't stop till you're done. So I've learned to there were days like on sets where neither of us slept more than an hour or two, or,
Totally.
yeah, we just finished a set that, I mean, I think I went to bed at 4 a.m. and you didn't go to bed. And I was like, I can't stay up any longer. I'm way old.
I don't expect you to just because I want to get something done.
Yes, but
We definitely don't promote not sleeping.
yeah,
But
but we also do what it takes to get it done and get it done right. I would
Yeah.
rather have it out there right than or not at all. You definitely shouldn't have something out there that we didn't put our heart and soul in.
or just that you want to know that you did everything in your power to make what you've been prepping and planning for months happen in exactly the way you wanted it to happen, and just not giving up at that last second.
Yeah.
Which definitely leads to sleepless nights, but it just comes from the determination I've seen and the grit I've seen from both my mom and my grandmother throughout the years, for sure.
Well,
Love
she's
it.
got more of it probably. So we're all
Worse.
sorry. The obsession gets a little worse maybe as the years go by.
Talk a little bit about each of your individual journeys, where it got each of your paths to now being at this point together, working together, and how you bring all that together to work on these projects.
Totally. I mean, I started as a child actor, and my mom moved out to Los Angeles with me when I was 13 years old, doing commercials and small roles in comedies and all sorts of fun stuff. And I love acting. I still act, but I kind of wanted to feel like in the way of my mom, my hard work was really paying off and doing something, and I wasn't just doing audition after audition to get second to last, and then nothing happened. So I still act and I obviously adore it, but just been loving building a creative community and loving making the movies, being able to act in the movies we're making, and collaborate with writers of all sorts. And through that, I went to Chapman University's Dodge College, and I made a feature with a bunch of amazing students at Dodge over the summer in Petoskey as well. This was 2 years prior to that.
Yes.
So I think that was probably the first time, because we were at their house in Petoskey, that she was like, oh, she's got a whole lot going on with this. And then she kind of started coming out for some of my short films. And you started as a manager at
Well, I moved out to LA because she really wanted to do this. And as you get out there, you have no support really, and you have to learn it all. And like you kind of can see for me, I just went all in learning how to navigate and help her the best I could. And she did great. I think her second audition in LA, she booked a commercial. Very second audition in LA, she booked a national Denny's commercial. And
I don't remember this.
it was kind of like La La Land when you walked in and the whole entire waiting room was redheaded. And so
Still like that.
Yeah.
so she's always done really well, from the beginning. And like you said, she's, waiting to be picked is hard. She's been pinned for series regular roles several times. And so now it's just feeling like having that control. But as time went on, I had a son who's a writer as well, and we made a feature film just to learn how to do it. So we did it when you were probably 16 or 17, you were in there, somewhere like that. And my son wrote it, and we all just wanted to learn the whole entire process from conception to distribution, and we did, and it was great. We got it distributed. It's obviously a very first indie film, and it's very special to us just
But
because
it's
of the learning
helped
process.
serve as a baseline for Two Other Trees in our mission, and to tell stories that can create change, or that show a little bit of representation that might be needed.
Yeah. And then from there, I became a manager at Established Artists because I just had so much knowledge in the industry. A friend of mine who worked there was like, you got to meet her. And so I joined that team and doing a little bit of the literary side. So I had writers and I had actors who I knew could be series regular.
Well, and then I'm casting all these short films, so I'm calling up my mom
She's
for every actor that she had.
It's been awesome being able to grab like actors and be like,
Yeah,
something you can
so
be
it
in.
kind of started naturally in that way, and then she has these scripts coming in her lit department, and she'd send them to me. And be
I'm like,
"You
this
think about
one we
this?"
need to make. And she'd be
Yeah.
like, we have similar tastes or we know we can do certain things, but she obviously is better at executing it all. But I'm like finding all the things and when I can bring it to her and I know it's a great idea. And we just finished one. We just wrapped not too long ago on a proof of concept for Creepy AF. It's a feature film won the Nashville Pitch Fest. And I was like, this one has to be made. We at least have to get a proof of concept out there. And we just wrapped on that. So
Yeah, you just gotta start making it work.
Yeah.
I think when we initially, Creepy AF turned out to be quite a large scale production, but when the clients initially brought it to us and the writers had the idea and we wanted to make it, I think our first number, we were like, we can get this done for like $3,000 with the gear we have.
Yeah.
It's going to be really scrappy, but we're going to do it. And I think it's that energy that kind of carries us together a lot is we just see something we love and we're like, okay, how do we get it done?
Yeah. And we upped the budget on that. It turned out, it's
Yeah, it
going to
kept
be
getting bigger and
gorgeous.
bigger, but that was very fortunate that people wanted to keep giving to the.
Yes, we have a great cast that came on board.
Yeah,
it was awesome.
It was just a magical little.
So I feel like each time we do something, we get a little bit better at it, or we get a little, we
Oh,
know exactly where we
certainly.
want to hone in and do some tweaking. But she's amazing. I'm lucky to just be able to ride on her coattails. She teaches me all the producing side of everything, and it's been fun to learn how to be a producer.
You guys are just so great to get together. I love it so much. Well, and where can you watch? Can you watch Creepy AF? Is it out?
We just wrapped on it, so it'll be out coming soon. But follow us on Two Other Trees for updates. So that one I think we're going to go straight to the public with, which will be really fun. And that's what we did with our first proof of concept, and it led to a really successful funding campaign. So hopefully we'll do the same.
Very exciting. Well, switching gears a little bit, you're in one of my favorite cities, Austin. Are you going to get time to explore and see some sites or do anything, or are you busy?
Oh yeah.
We're here all week, so we
Do you have any recommendations? Anything we're not like missing?
I love you. Got to get some tacos at Torchy's Tacos.
Tacos. That sounds great today.
Yeah, and I don't know how this was a little far outside of the city, but I love like Lake Austin or not Lake Austin. I'm saying Lake Travis. There's Salt Lick for barbecue.
Oh, okay, good.
That's awesome. Yeah, we drove in because we had all the PR and all the stuff to give away. So that'll be fun to hit on the way back.
Yeah, it would be fun.
Yeah. If you need a little go outside of town, it's like 30 minutes away, I think. But
Okay.
anyway. But speaking of that, so we do a little time here called, Tom Girl Time, and just want to talk about like anything covering the areas of sports, fashion, adventure, and entertainment that like light your guys' fire. Is there anything in those areas that you just love and you're passionate about?
What instantly came to mind when I listened to your podcast was actually just the subsector of film I don't get to talk about that much, which is like visual effects and editing and sound design and a lot of the technical stuff that I do. I think it's often both as a woman and also just being in a producer or director position, it's very common to think that all the technical side isn't up to me. So I did all the rotoscoping for all of the Noble Home shots. I did every piece of VFX. It's not my best VFX work, but I am absolutely obsessed with like color science, and I'm obsessed with like visual effects, sound design, Foleying is my new fave. But yeah, no, I'm a film nerd through and through, but I think the thing people don't know about me is like I will set up your C-stand, I will pull your focus, I can tell you everything about every lens. So
Yeah. And
that's my Tom girl.
That's her Tom. For me, I am more, I love an adventure, so for travel, I don't like to just go on those vacations where you're just laying on the beach doing nothing. I'm more like I want to go skiing or I want to go on a safari or I want to go I've been scuba diving lately. 3-4 years ago, I started
scuba
diving.
Wow.
She goes like crazy places scuba diving.
Where do you like to scuba dive?
Well, we've been to, let's see, we've been to Belize. And I want to go where I really would like to go. I hear like the Philippines is supposed to be some really great scuba diving. We haven't done a big trip like that, mostly Caribbean waters, but It's been really fun. We went to this one place where I thought, okay, this is going to be like, a little bit of vacation, a little bit of scuba, but it was hardcore scuba camp.
Mhm.
We scuba dived like you could go 4 times a day. You just ate and scuba, and that was it. And that was really very, very eye-opening and fun. I think it would really help us get really good at it. I mean, I haven't been doing it too long, but it has been a very fun adventure. But so anything where I can hike, I was just saying we need to do the Camino. I would love to hike the Camino, and there's so much like adventure out there to be had. I just want to make sure I hit all of it.
Might be some adventure film project in your guys' future, together.
That'd be the dream.
Something at the scuba camp, maybe. I don't know.
Oh gosh.
Yeah, but I would not go
It was you literally took a tray and went through a cafeteria line. That was how you ate. I was like, no, okay. I guess we're really at camp.
That's so fun.
Awesome. Well, thank you guys so much for taking the time today. I'm so excited to watch your guys grow and see where this takes off to. Tell everybody how they can donate, where they can follow you guys on Instagram and all the socials. Give everybody all the goods.
Totally. Follow us on Instagram at Two Other Trees. You can also look us up at twoothertrees.com. Our Noble Homes project page is live right now. It's twoothertrees.com/Noble Homes. From there, you can request the full pilot. You can request the series Bible, learn more about us, and consider it an investment opportunity if you wish in any of our projects. But a lot of information at twoothertrees.com.
For you, Renee, or anywhere to follow?
So I'm part of Two Other Trees as well. So we started the company years ago. So with our very first production, we started that. And so you can find me there or at Renee and Story. I work for established artists, so you can always follow me at my Instagram, and you're at Chloe.
At Chloe Ray Wormuth.
All right. Well, thank you guys so very much for taking the time today. Thank you guys all for listening today. You can follow Tom Girl everywhere at tomgirl.tv. And don't forget to subscribe on YouTube so you can check out all these wonderful episodes with ladies, amazing, amazing ladies like these two. We'll see you here again next time. Get out there.
Thanks, JJ.